they're going to be slowly arrested. Yep. They're being basically ridiculed the same way we were during the 2020 pandemic. Yep. How you doing, Randy? Yes. How you doing, Earth? Good to see you. Jill from Illinois, welcome. Well, what Spain? I hate to say it, but Europe is gone. Europe is gone, and they're going to have to work it out. I mean, we have I don't. Europe's going to be Europe, and it's going to stay that way for a long time until they get some adults running the show. The only one in there right now that has any kahunas is Giorgia Meloni from Italy, and she's only on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as I'm concerned, she's about a 4 for me, 4 or 5 for me. She should be doing a more of a hard liner. I mean, kick ass and take names later. I mean they're sending in 9 million. There's probably 4.2 to 3 million on every couple days going into Spain, and the Spanish puppets are allowing it right in through the front door. I don't know. I think it could go kinetic, and that means bringing out their artillery. I mean, I don't know. I just see what's going on in Europe, and I'm listening to what Jaco's saying. Yes, I mean, Europe has fallen. Along with Canada. Canada's fallen too. I could just, I mean, it looks nice. I had people up here like that, I guess they came up for some wedding. They were from Utah, and I guess his son hit a deer. And I said right away, I said, "Oh, you're driving too fast, right?" And they kind of looked at me funny, but they says they were talking a little bit about this. I says, "Well, that's security down there doing whatever." They says security. I thought Canada was very, very safe. And I looked at her and I says, "Well, I don't know where you're getting your information from, but that's a myth." The Americans. A lot of Americans are very, very misinformed on what the Canadians are going through right now. How you doing, Robert? Yep. And I'm not saying the Patriots. I mean the ones that our family right now, our tribe, our intuitive tribe knows exactly what's going on, but we're few and far between. But you're well informed. You know exactly how this thing's all coming down. How you doing, Amy? But there's so many people out there, and I'm saying in the tune of 85 to 90% of the world out there that still does not have a clue what's going on, and that's going to be a huge, shake up. It's going to shake them to their core. Yep. Making blackberry jam. Wow, you got some blackberries, do you? Good for you. Yeah, we got agitators because they have nowhere else to go. They have a soulless world and no empathy, and basically when they give us trouble or try to cause they're little agitators, and they like to hang with the pedophiles. I mean, if you're not for Trump and the Trump operations of what's going on, and with the Global Alliance and ICE, what does ICE represent? How many children have been saved since Trump got in 2016? Anybody that's against that is a pedophile, either a pedophile or a pedophile protector. And they're going to, and them coming on here, yeah, they're coming on here exposing themselves. Space Force is watching this. NSA, there are military probably watching this podcast. They got everybody, they're rotating it through here. They got everybody's IP, and they know exactly who these little criminals are. And they're going to have some deep search on them. There's going to be a lot of deep search. Yes, save the children, absolutely. And that's what's happening. The leftists protect the pedos. Yep, they defend the pedos. That's exactly what it is, because they probably them themselves, and they're going to be picked up on that. How you doing, Billy? Or I'm sorry. Thank you, Stargazer. Yeah, just mute them, delete them, mark them down who they are. But I'm sure the Space Force is doing a great job on it right now. Hugs from Sweden. Welcome. Yeah, we just let them do whatever they want to do. If you want to delete them and report, that's fine. But the minute that they come on here, they're being picked up. Nobody on this planet is going to get off. Everybody's going to have to deal with something somewhere along the line. They will get to everybody. Yeah, especially the blue and purple and pink hair. All the dum-dums that are out there. I mean, it's just, they have a twisted, indoctrinated, poisoned mind, along with a soulless heart. Yeah. How you doing, Tinkerbell? Yes. 250 years of warmongering, and that was controlled by the deep state. It's got nothing to do with American people. And, Trump's getting rid of all he's getting rid of the hardcores. All the DEMONIC. You know what I'm talking about. Alex, is Costco an okay place to buy silver? Yes, it is. Yep, it's a good place to buy silver. Yeah, go buy it from there. And if you got, like it says, anybody can go get a Costco card. I think they're what, $48-50 in Canada, and then just go down there and start buying it. Yeah, they got pretty decent rates. And pretty good selection, but I would be, any money that I got, if I keep $1,000 on hand, that's too much for me. I want to only keep enough cash to get by with. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm not traveling. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting tight until my plane is, till I'm ready to board my plane. Yep. Well, that's okay. The monsters who attack me are attacking you, and they're just exposing themselves, and they will be dealt with. I'm not even worried about it. Yes, I did go down, and I was looking around. It's beautiful, beautiful down there. Yes, Idaho's beautiful. I slipped over to Montana. Yeah, it's not very far. I think I did the whole thing in like 4.5, 5 hours, just cruising. Yeah, and I filled up before I went down because I didn't want to play with any American cash because of the exchange and everything. So yeah, I took a little lunch with me and some sandwiches and everything else, and just went cruising. Yep, no problem. Really nice people at the border. Very nice. And coming back, I went down into Idaho and slipped around and went over through Coeur d'Alene and came back, and then went up through, came out just south of Eureka, Montana. Came back. Yeah. Nice big loop. About a 4.5, 5 hour trip. Very nice, beautiful. People are great. Waving. Everything's cool. Hi, Alicia. Don't worry about blocking them. I'm catching it. I'm reading, and let them say whatever they want to say. All they're doing is showing really how stupid they are, and really they're getting caught. Their IPs are getting caught. They can't hide from it. If they're on a phone or on a PC, Space Force or the NSA is looking right back at them, unless they're putting tape over their cameras. They know exactly who they are. They're not gonna bother them at this point. They're not they're not high priority targets at this point, but they are. They will be dealt with. Anybody. I mean, I don't want to go there. There's a lot of things that are that I could say. I got to really watch it. Anyways, I want to tell you, and I know, and I will get back to the shutouts, but there's a lot of different reasons why the system or the establishment, such as what's going on in Canada, because I'm Western Canadian, okay, a lot of reasons, and they're very, very obvious reasons why they keep kicking me off and they hate me. They hate what I do or what I represent. Okay. Now let's just do the list and explain why. And let's do the list here on what I practice every day and see if it matches up with what you do. Okay. To put the hot daggers in the deep state's butt. Okay. Okay. So I expose their lies. You expose their lies. Okay. Exposing exactly who the enemy is and what they represent. And what do they represent? You know, people come up to me and say, you know, what has President Trump done? Well, for starters, he saved about 30 million trafficked children. Okay? That's just for starters. And he's upsetting the deep state, not just in the United States, but he's doing it around the world. That's just for starters. I do not smoke. I do not drink. I do not take any of their big pharma pills. They're petroleum pills. I deal with holistic supplements and good foods. I don't buy food from their big box stores. Okay, I buy food from the little corner meat markets, and people want that. And I just want to get into this for a quick minute. Everybody can get off their big pharma pills if you just go carnivore. Just start eating meat. I don't care what meat it is. You can go hamburger every day, hamburger and eggs every day. Keep carbohydrates out of it. Stop eating bread. Just stay on meat and eggs. Okay? And any other type of, stay away from pork. But you can do chicken, beef, and eventually you will not need any pills. Okay? Your body will start cleansing itself. You're going to see a huge increase in your energy and a huge weight loss. Okay. I deal with cash only. Okay? When I deal. I don't use my card because I have an ATM card. I don't play in there with credit cards, so they can't make money off me on the credit cards. Okay, I take all my money out of my bank accounts, so they cannot use my money to provide for their bad habits. Okay, I've stopped investing in my country. I could have invested, if this never happened, and we go back. Let's go back in time 10, 15 years before Trump was ever elected and everything was going smooth. And we had just things were running normal. They've lost about $2 million from me. $2 million bucks. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but from just a small businessman point of view, that's, if you got a lot of businessmen doing out the same thing, that's why they hate me, because I'm not a contributor. I don't contribute into their nefarious operations. Okay. Now I teach health tips and remedies, okay, which is a complete and direct threat on their big pharma petroleum pills that do absolutely nothing for you. You want to heal yourself? Change your diet, go strictly carnivore, and or even diet off first, like go for a 48-hour fast by drinking lemon water, like water with a little bit of lemon in it, for 2 days. Try it. You can drink black coffee. That's what I'm saying, is that, you can get that little kick in there and you're still going to be fasting. I don't consider a food. It's more of a stimulant. Yeah. So this is what we do. We get ourselves healthy. Deep state hates it. Okay. And once you do that do the 48-hour fast, then start eating, just tie right into a nice steak. And then maybe 2 of them a day. I know it's expensive, but you're not adding all the other shit with it. You're not adding all the chemicals and the pesticides that they put in the plants. Stay away from potatoes. We don't know what's in this stuff. That mean they listen. The deep state, okay, let's call them the DS, okay? The DS, okay, they know that they failed the 2020 CV, the pandemic. They know they failed it. So what are they doing now? They're putting it in all your food. The only thing they can't capture right now is your local butcher shops. They can't target it because they're local butcher shops. They're just targeting the big box stores. So stop shopping in them. Get away from your cereals. Get away from all that stuff. I know a lot of people say, geez, well, I'm not a big meat eater. Change. Because if you change your eating habits, it'll change the way your body is. Your body will start healing itself. And next thing you'll know, you'll feel so good, you'll just throw away your pills. Okay? Now, and I collect a monthly pension. They hate it. I collect a monthly pension from them, and I declare that monthly pension every year back to them. They have to pay me a certain amount of money, which I cannot survive here in Canada. By the time my food and whatever little bit of gas and things that I need to buy for, the particulars or whatever, I've pretty much gone through my whole pension. But, what I do, I don't contribute my investment money or anything here. I store it. Okay? And it's not even stored in Canada anymore. You know what I mean? Like they have taken a businessman that was a contributor, Western Canadian elder businessman that was contributing heavy into, the businesses and, trying to stimulate the economy. I've always contributed everywhere I go, but I've stopped doing it, and I've stopped doing it since 2018. They get nothing from me, and that hurts them. Okay? And if everybody did that, we wouldn't be in this mess. We would not be in the mess that we're in, because they wouldn't have any money. They wouldn't have any tax money that they could steal from you. Good morning. How you doing, Heidi from Michigan? Canada will be a part of the U.S. I think eventually, yes. But right now, we're going to go through the NAZI turmoil right now. It's all being exposed right now. How you doing, G-Boy? Yeah. Hey, Hey, Cam. Hey, Kristen, Keiston. Yeah, good to see you. It's already, okay, thank you. Yes, all your wealth is in physical silver. Excellent. Good. Excellent move. Don't put it back in the system. Yeah, U.S. is starting to sell off all the euro, which is excellent. Thanks. See how we can bring all this excellent information together? The tribe is out there, and we are boots on the ground. This is very, very exciting. We are the news. We are the news because we're getting this stuff right off right from boots on the ground. And we are the Anons. We don't follow Q to the point. We are citizen investigators reporting back to, yeah. How you doing, Deaf Specimen? It's quite the name. Hey, Fun Dip. Hey, Green Eyes. CC, how are you? Yep. I got a new hanger for my device, and it's a little bouncy. Sorry about that. Appreciate your patience. How you doing, Laverne? Yes, how you doing, Liz? Okay, let's carry on here. I don't have a phone number. Why do we need a phone number in anywhere we are? Just think about it. If you got rid of the phone number, well, I mean, if you need to call people, call them on Messenger or call them on Telegram or call them on Signal. There's so many different apps. Even the new one is they give you your own number is on Zangi, 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 and they have their own number. Just look it up. Just type it in or go to your PlayStation. Yep. How you doing, Saskatoon? Good to see you. Got any smoke down that way? You have foreign currency. Good for you. Thank you, Renee. Yep. You're putting everybody that's doing these things and practicing these things are sticking hot daggers in the DS butt. Yeah. Can you tell me about investing in neutral what? Sorry about that. Neutral fund stock. Nobody should be putting any money in stocks or bonds. Do not do that. That's all going to crash. Okay, who is this? I don't know. I can't see it. Is it CC? Do not, CC, put any investment into neutral fund stocks or bonds or anything like that. It's not good. No stocks, no bonds are good right now. Go to anything physical. If you put your money into stocks, you're giving it to the stockbrokers and they're sticking it in their pocket and you're never going to get any return. Because it's all, the stock market and bonds are all corrupt and it's basically another form of fraud. And that's all coming down. Yeah. How you doing, Boom? Hey, Boomer. Do not. If you got money in stock right now, stocks and bonds, get it out of there as fast as you can. Even if you have to take the haircut, even if you have to take a loss, still get it out. And I just might add, I just want to congratulate Deb for selling her house. She did, report back, or not report, but she gave me a message that's saying that it's going to be closing Thursday, and we want to all give a big shout out for Deb. You did a good job, and you're selling off a moldy house that's not going to be worth anything in a few months' time, anyways. And I hope you take your winnings there, whatever they end up with, and go buy yourself a nice little RV and just enjoy life. Yeah. Go park it at a nice lake. Hey, Dino. Good to see you, brother. I don't know what to make of him. Has made some big accusations in some people of late. I don't know what you're saying, Dino. Who's that referring to? How you doing, Shaker? Morning to you. Smoky, yes. Smoky and hot, yes. It's hot here in the East Kootenays. We are probably 33 to 35 every day with smoke, and sometimes my eyes get sore. Now, if you're dealing with a lot of smoke and stuff like that, keep a cold cloth with you. Okay, so you can wipe your eyes, because it's the particles that get around your eyes and your breathing. And it's okay to, when you're breathing through the wet cloth, it's picking up all the particles before it gets into your lungs. Yeah, thank you very much too. I did a video yesterday on what I thought. I mean, I was sitting on the fact is that we were the unjabbed. I had to get it out there yesterday. Yes, everybody's saying CC is better to buy silver and gold. Yeah. Put it into, just go do what Buddy did there. Go get a Costco card. Is Costco in the States? I think it is. And just go down to and get your membership. There is a few things in Costco that you can buy. Silver and gold's one of them. Yeah. Maybe see if they got any copper down there too. Copper, and what you want is copper rounds. Okay. You want the rounds. You don't want the bars. Okay. Yeah. You want the silver rounds, like this stuff here, that looks like coins. That's a round. Okay? Yeah. And this is going to go right now at sitting at I don't know, $60. And it's going to go to probably 1,200 American per piece. How many loaves of bread are you going to be able to buy with that? I mean, or, with that kind of money there, one of these will buy you half a cow. Okay? So that's going to be your investment money. Don't give it to the government. The government, they cannot tax this stuff. They cannot manipulate this stuff in the bank. You are going to be the bank. That's another thing that's going to bring down the system. Okay? And again, like I said, I don't have a phone number. Don't need one. Why should they charge me $60, $70 a month to have a 9-figure number? What do I need their number for? When I can get it free on Messenger, Telegram, Signal, even the new one is Zangi. They give you your own number there. You can call anybody you want. Okay? I don't have an address, and they can't, if I don't have an address, I don't have a postal code, or I don't have a post office. Any money that I need or I deal with the government comes in online. I don't exist. I sold all my real estate, so they can't tax me. The only thing they're getting me on is gasoline, and I've already invested everything in my vehicles that they don't need anything, and I do a little bit of my own work on it. And if I need a part, I'll just go down. I got Napa Auto Parts is only a block away, right? Will the UK premium bonds go down? Yes, they will. Everything, anything that says bond will die. It's not going to go. It's not going to be part of the new world. Stocks and bonds will not be part of the new world. Get rid of it. You're dealing with the matrix right now, and the matrix is dying. Well, thank you very much for listening to The Truth. Isn't it refreshing? Okay, I ask questions that should be asked. Okay, and it bothers them. Anything, like you said, they're trying to. It's like the 2020, escapade or the fiasco that we went through in 2020. They're going to try it again, but nobody's listening anymore. There's a lot of people out there, pointing their fingers saying, yeah, well, you never listened to us then. Now you're going to listen to us. And if you don't listen to us now, then that's on you. And you are going to suffer because of it. If you're going to listen to the media, go ahead. And, words like this that are coming out of my mouth, I would never have said 10 years ago because, there wasn't a full-blown exposure on the dirt and the absolute corruption that was being portrayed, right? Yeah. What's in Canada? Yes, probably in both places. Yeah. Well, you're very welcome. I don't want to see people suffer. End of story. I just don't want to see people get misled. I am the one that got misled. I come from the school of hard knocks. 50 plus years in business. And, grinding it. I have been grinding it for 50 years. And I finally, got something, and I had to go through four recessions, which is depressions. Now I sit back and watch the meltdown. When I seen this stuff coming in 2012, and especially with the Lehman Brothers, that was the one that really shook me up in the 2007 meltdown with the Lehman Brothers, when they started taking taxpayer money out of banks to bail them out. The politicians were doing that. I mean, what kind of kickbacks did they get? The corruption is over the top, crazy, stupid. And, people that that knew about this said no more. I'm not gonna leave my money in the banks no more. So you can absolutely rape my accounts, abuse my savings accounts and everything else. No, I'm putting it all into precious metal. I'm saying the words of Jesus Christ, and I'm following him. They absolutely hate the word Jesus Christ. They hate it. Look, I mean, even if you write it down or you do with your stickers and stuff like that, people go absolutely, the demons go absolutely ballistic. Okay? And that exposes them. They're the ones that are violent, not us. Right? Watch the water. Absolutely right. What are we watching right now? The disappearance of water. Let's just jump on that topic for a second. Water is going to become a commodity, a rare earth mineral. It's going to become a rare earth mineral, which is going to be a stock or a commodity that is going to be hard to find. Right? It's the same as silver. They can start digging into the mountains and whatever they are, the underground, metals, copper, iron ore, all this stuff tomorrow, and it still would not be on the shelf for 6 years. There's going to be a big shortage based on the demand. They hate Alex West, really, because of my spiritual beliefs. Hey, gringo. Yeah, they don't want me spreading I don't spread the gospel. I'm very spiritual. I don't believe in religions. I believe in religions separate people. And I think they're all manufactured, and they're all corporations that, are conveniently collecting money from the unawakened, from the sleepers that want to believe. It's all construed. Everything's construed. God wants warriors out there. He doesn't want a bunch of pansies on their knees praying to a false prophet. He wants warriors out there. He wants us as patriotic, God-fearing, spiritual people out there to take back the world from these demonics. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Stargazer. Appreciate all your monitoring. Yeah. And like I said, you guys, everybody out there, I think you can, if you want to record the lives and then put them out on whatever you want to put them out on. Yeah, let's get the word out there. Hey, Holly. How you doing, Gringo88? Hey, Isa. Raymond, how are you? The magic pond where kids, Grandpa took them to fish, yeah, is dried up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that's what's happening. They're drying up. I don't know what's going on with these data centers. How you doing, Australia? Spraying the skies, yes, I know. In North Carolina this morning, really bad. I know they're throwing everything at them. It's who knows what's going on right now. It's an absolute whatever they're doing, they're exposing themselves, which is good. They might have caught or arrested, brought down and grounded a whole bunch of planes there before, and Trump's talking about doing it again. He's talking about grounding every plane, because if they're grounding every plane, that means the planes up there cannot throw their spray out there. They might go down there and start going through every plane that's on the ground inside America. Isn't that a great start? Anybody that and they might have inspections on everything. That's what the Global Alliance is probably ready to do, because as long as there's flight being allowed and air traffic, then it's going to be harder for them to identify the DS criminals, right? So yeah, they're going to ground them. I'm a little bit worried. The fact is that are they going to ground international stuff? I don't know. Thank you very much. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot of DSers out there. Hey, Kaz, how you doing, Mama? Hey, Kista. Gina, how are you? No, they can't. There's no place for them to run anymore. It's done. They're over. It's over with them. It didn't work out their way, and it's coming to an end. I thought I heard military planes. Yeah, well, you're going to hear a lot of things. This is just getting started. Yeah, it's going to get real crazy out there. How you doing, Janice? Yeah. Yep, white hats are the peace holders, and they're doing. I mean, if you're not supporting ICE, then you're supporting the traffickers. It's end of story. That's if you're not supporting ICE, you're supporting the traffickers. Yeah. What's going on? Oh well, okay. Yeah, I know I'm not usually live on the weekends, but I've been suspended for 2 or 3 days, so I thought today might be the day to come on. So it is what it is. Nothing's written in stone. You get on when you can get on. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, Wazy. Nothing can stop what's coming. Exactly. Welcome from the UK. How are you doing? Ice baby. I don't know what that means. They're getting ready to charge. Yeah. Well, there are a lot of arrests going on right now. Traders, deep state players, even the proxies are getting arrested now. That's why these areas, many prisons are getting filled up. And I heard the other day that the clone Bill Gates is going to be unalived today. So, whatever that means. This whole show that they're presenting and rolling out for, what they want, the people to see is only 10%, and it's not for us. We already know a lot of this stuff has happened already. This is for, the sleepers and NPCs out there. The ones that do not have any critical thinking. Yes, the traffickers got to go. But, I mean, they have their lefties, and, they have their supporters out there. And if if they hate what Trump is doing, 90% of the time, they're not informed properly. They have zero critical thinking. They cannot read between the lines. They do not know or even understand that this is a war of your consciousness, and they have failed miserably. Everybody, anybody out there that's still fighting this thing is either a trafficker, or they know they've done bad, and they're trying to substantiate that. Well, it's not crazy what's happening in Spain. This has been going on because it's been going on for years and years and years. The last time that happened was some years ago, and the media never covered it then. And you have to look at where Morocco is situated, or where North Africa is, on the tip of that peninsula, how close it is to Spain. It's a boat ride, a dinghy boat ride across. And they're coming in, by the millions. And that's why I say, that's how they've been getting through there. And if they don't shut it down, or they're getting in through Greece, or through the boot of Italy, the boot, okay, all that is in that Mediterranean, and they're able to cross that waters and whatever they're doing, right? And they're landing, and there's no opposition. they're not like the Eastern bloc of Poland or Hungary. They have big high fences, with wiring and bob wire, whatever they're doing, concertina wire. They don't get through, and if they do, if they somehow cut through the gates or got through the fence, whatever, they're picked up on the other side right away, and they're shipped out. There's a lot of different ways that you can see the way how Eastern Europe is dealing with it, because they've been attacked for so many years, and Western Europe, they're gone. Spain, France, even parts of Italy, and there's a lot of violence. They're coming in, they're stealing. They're coming into people's homes, home invasions. They're raping and pillaging, taking whatever they want, because they are, that's their ideology. That's what that's their purpose. They're all middle-aged military men. I don't see very, very little women. Just think if North America was up against Europe, what kind of insanity we'd be involved. And as it is right now, the Democrats had for 4 years, 25 to 30 million, undocumented migrants through the southern Mexican border. And that's what Trump was trying to put up there. And everybody's all the leftist lunatics were demonizing him for that. And not to mention what's coming in through the northern border, because we got revolving doors in Vancouver, right? Coming in from all ports of entry and to Canada is a revolving door. It's like saloon doors. It's an absolute joke. I watched it with my own eyes. And of course, yes, I'm just going to go through this here quickly. Okay, let's just do some answer question Q&A. 14th of August is the real first. I'm not sure. Let me see here. Okay, the 14th of August is the real first of the month. Yes, I know. I'm not into the gematria. No, I'm just so busy with the. I'm just playing things out. Yeah, skies over the Black Hills in South Dakota. Crafts and drones. Yeah, they're using a lot of drones right now. And the drones are they're the spyware or the surveillance on things that they want to surveil. They're not using boots on the ground anymore. They're just using drones. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of drones. And our technology and the drones are a lot more advanced than they are what's going on in Russia or in Ukraine. And I think Ukraine needs to... I think Russia needs to deal with Ukraine a lot more. Just give me a second here. Okay. I need this here because I have, we have little flies kicking around. Okay. No, we're not all screwed. We're going to go through some terrible times, and I don't want people saying we're all screwed, okay? We have so much to look forward to, okay? Yes, Space Force is everywhere right now. They're documented, and they're basically plucking all the rotten apples off the tree. That's what they're doing. They see a apple that's a spoiler, whatever. They'll just go up there and they take that out. They're basically doing a pruning job of the planet. That's what Space Force is doing, a pruning job. It's called denazification. Yes, how you doing, Gina? How you doing, Dundee from Scotland? Yes, you'll see military. There'll be tribunals, military. It's all going to be, on your devices, on your phones, right? Yep. Yes, it's all coming. We're in it right now. Okay. Yeah. So Australia is being cleaned up right now. All the countries are being cleaned up. It's all being done covertly. Yeah. Trump told Iraq to sort themselves out by mid-August. Yeah. Good for Trump. Yeah. Thanks, Teresa. Can't wait for to get Australia. Yes, I know. Australia's being cleaned up right now. There are a lot of exposure. Albanese has gone MIA. He's disappeared. How you doing, Christina and Mike? Yeah, yeah. Diesel and petrol's up again because of the the whole system. The whole corrupt system is coming down, right? Yeah. Don't everybody's saying, well, gas is up in the in the United States, gas is up in Canada, whatever. What has Trump done? He's not concerning himself with that. He's fighting a war against the DS, against all the SATANICs. He's fighting a war against them right now, and so is the Global Alliance. He's fighting a war against the SATANICs. You know what I'm talking about. Observe, do not absorb. Exactly. We're here to observe it and just here to be part of the movie or watch. Sit back and I know popcorn's getting really bad, but maybe put some more, some different type of spices on it. I don't know what to say. We got to live through this. We're not going to get out of this. This absolute meltdown in the world without bumps and bruises. He's not disappeared. So what you're telling me, the original has not been taken out. Of course, the original's been taken out. If he's showing his face, then it's a body double, a masky, right? He's that's what they've got him out. The DS is trying to show everybody out there that he's out there doing his thing or whatever, but he's controlled. He's got a masky on. Okay. But the original Albanese's he's history. He was DOMIC. Okay? You know what I'm talking about. DEMONIC. Sorry about that. Yeah. We're a movement. How you doing, Dumpling? Hey, Christina, how are you? Maria, good to see you again. They're already changing over to common law. The black cloaks are being taken down. We're in a war, right? This is what's happening. But they're the ones that are breaking the law. They're the ones that are going against the what God's law is, and God's winning. God's people will win this. We will, the God-fearing people of this world will inherit the earth. It's not anything to do with the DS anymore. They've had control of it for 200, 300, 400 years, 500, 700 years. Who knows? It goes back a long time. It goes back to 700, 800 years. They've had control of it, and their time is up. It's over. And you're watching the complete exposure of the DS going in, right? Everything's going to change over. Everything's being changed over right now as we speak. We're going through the transitional stage. We're going through the whole transitional stage right now. Yeah. You're very welcome. I'll be doing this from my home in the Philippines soon, hopefully. Hopefully we don't have the planes ground before then. Yes, we all need to sit back and relax. Don't spend any money. Don't send any money. Especially, do not have people that are trying to, copycats of me and asking, me asking you to DM them. That doesn't work. Nobody, no podcaster out there is getting you or, as asking for a DM them. Okay. They will not do that. If you're getting people asking you to DM that looks like somebody that's a podcaster or influencer, then they're a scammer. Okay. The Netherlands is in a state of crisis right now. Not just Holland, it's everywhere. It's in a state of crisis. I don't know what's going to happen at this point. Based on what Jaco's saying, you might have to, start thinking about relocating. Yes, only scammers are trying to contact you. Exactly. Thank you, I don't know. I can't see your name. Yeah. You're a private caretaker and haven't paid into this system for over 5 years. Good for you. Keep your money. Do a lot of side jobs. Pick up cash jobs. Don't declare it. Yeah, because there is no government anymore. In any country you live in, the governments are gone. I've been preaching this, not preaching it, but I've been on my soapbox for over 10 years saying stop paying your taxes. And if I would have had everybody listening to what I was saying back then, we wouldn't probably be in this mess. But, they shut people up, they silence us for saying the things that we say because they want the money. They were using our money for their trafficking. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that crazy ironic? Yeah. So every time we paid tax, we were contributing to trafficking our own children. Do you know roughly when? I don't know. I don't have a clue when the EBS is going to happen. All I do know, it's being run by the military. And we're in a very heated up situation right now. And, as we get, let's look at the events that are happening. If you want to look at things, look at keep your eye on what's happening in Russia and how things are heating up in the Middle East. Is it going to get closer? They're talking about World War III, all this stuff. It'll get to a point to where, any day now, the sirens will go off and that'll be the EBS. Once you start hearing the sirens, that's going to be the EBS. Yeah. And those sirens will probably trigger the EBS around the world. Apparently, what they're saying, this will all go down worldwide. So, and that's where, Trump is preparing everybody. He's preparing everybody's thought process. Saying, okay, I'm going to ground the planes. I'm going to do this. I'm doing these things. Keep an eye on what he's saying in so many words. Okay. And then you'll have an idea about, because everything's going to be based on events, not dates. There is no dates. There's no rates. But, we can look between the lines. As intuitives, we have a choice by not looking at the COMEX or whatever's on your device as far as the precious metals go. Don't look at your device. Go to U.S. Debt Clock. What does it say? What does it say there? Those are the true numbers that are happening for the metals. So the metals say, almost $1,200, $1,200 an ounce for silver. Okay. Look at the debt clock, then you'll see where that's going. So why would you not want to invest in silver when you can pick it up for less than $60 right now, right? It's a steal. How you doing, Elvie? Yes, the military is going to be helping with large projects. When you want to, you will, when you get your invitation and, to lay out your humanitarian project and anything like that, you'll be probably end up going, because, whatever you're doing, you'll be put in to other humanitarians doing the same thing. So everybody will be tied together. So you'll be collectively going in that direction. I got my stuff pretty much laid out, ready to do what I'm going to do. And I don't, I can do that from anywhere. I could do it from my, my rooftop in my place in the Philippines. Just enjoying life and just in communication. This is why we're going to get these. Starlink is going to be tied in, and it's going to be really fast internet, moving money around. Trillions of dollars are going to be able to be moved around. Everything's going to be monitored by Odin, and it's going to be monitored by Space Force. So if there's any nefarious, all this is going to be all monitored. So as long as you're doing good things, there's going to be good things happening back to you. If you're doing bad things, you're going to be shut down. And you're going to be shut down and probably arrested. There is no place for evil anymore on this world, on this beautiful ecosystem we live on. And that's what they're draining right now. What did Trump say? Draining the swamp. Yes, I had a few scammers pretending to be you. I know. It goes on every day. They're trying to sell you XLM, XRP. I know. Just do not send anybody any money. Okay? This site, and I've always claimed that, I have never asked anybody for money. Never. And, we have the leftists, or saying, well, the FBI is going to investigate you for, stealing money and all this other stuff. It's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. My banks are open. They can see what's going on in my bank. Absolutely nothing. The only money I receive is coming in from is from the government, from my pension. And of course I got some side jobs happening, which they don't deserve to know anyways. The side jobs are just selling timber. I sell timber to people, old customers of mine, because I have the timber. I got the sawmill, right? Yep. Amsterdam music has been for 1,000 years. Yes. A lot of good music out there, and a lot of that music is going to get changed. And speaking of music, that's all going to be put into healing frequencies. Yeah, thanks, Maria. Everything is going to get cleaned up. There will be no room for any DOMENIC, okay, bullshit that they're trying to portray right now. They're going to disappear. They're going to go into institutions. Even my son. My son turned NAZI when he left 12 years ago. If I ever see the blue hair again, I will. I'm not going to say. I can't say. Well, you're dealing. Paying rent is on a very, very low scale. What you can't, but you have to fight back. When you're paying rent or mortgages or anything like that, you're on a more individual fight. You're not dealing with a government. When I say stop paying your taxes, you're going to be a lot better off not paying your taxes, because now you're dealing with a federal government, okay? And you can just take them into court and say, paying taxes on my property or my, on my property is unconstitutional, and it's illegal. Where does it say in the books that say that I have to pay taxes on my property? And where does it say? Even mortgages right now. Where does it say? All this fine print you put in there. I never consented to that. You put it into court, tie it all up. Once it's put into court and you got a date, you deliver that paperwork back to the bank, and they cannot go after you, because they'll say right in there that once it's been filed into court, that they cannot proceed with any action against you. Rent is on a more of a lower and more personal basis, because you're dealing with the landlord, and that he can do a lot of crazy stuff to kick you out of there. And they will, because they're deep state reptoids. They'll do anything. They want their money, right? So I don't know. I don't know what to say to there. But I'd be burning up. I'd be going in there and getting all kinds of credit cards. If you're having a problem paying your rent, go down and see if you can get a bunch of credit cards and start using your credit cards to pay your rent. I know this thing's going to be over this year, right? And then what's the worst that can happen? Use the money to pay all the rent that you need to pay, right? And then you can cut up the cards when they're full, whatever. Or they try to come after you, just say, forget about it. Lose your number. Go get another number if you want. Or don't even have a number. That's what I've said before. It's okay to use a number or get a number to get the credit cards or anything along that line. But once you get the cards that you needed, just, ditch the phone number and use the cards for your rent. The system is broken. The system, they're stealing your money out of your bank account and calling it a credit card or calling it a loan or a mortgage or anything like that. It's all false, fraudulent stealing of your family birth certificates resources. It's all in your trust fund. Everything's there. So why are you trying to do the right thing when you're dealing with criminals? They're the ones that stole your money. So get them back. There's a lady in the Netherlands who says that there will be not an EBS, and that's quite possible. I don't know. I still think there will be. They have to do something here. I mean, things are coming to a climax. Right? How you doing, Goldie? What are they going to do? Say, well, they're doing everything they can covertly, but this is still going to be, when full exposure comes, it's going to be complete. The humanity itself is going to have go into a shock, a psychosis shock, and it's going to shock them to their core. Anybody that's not have waken up by now will have a shock of a lifetime. Okay. Yes, I know. Grand rising to you too. Hey, QPI. How you doing, Brian, Andrea? Andrea, yeah. How are local and state courts still operating in the U.S.? Well, that's what I'm saying, is that they're not even operating. What you want to do, if you got any complaints, such as your mortgages or your loans or anything, take them to court. Go file it. Fill up the court. Jam-pack those courts. Jam-pack them so they can't even function anymore. Any type of civil litigation that you've got with any type of loan or credit card or anything, you're allowed to take them to court for breach of contract. You never signed up. I mean, all that fine print you got on the mortgage, you never consented to that. Put it in your file, put it in your affidavit, and file the damn thing. And you ask at the courthouse, where you're filing it, how long is it going to take get into court? Make sure you got a email for them. They can email you and warn you, and they'll tell you probably 6, 8, 9, 10 months. So this shit show is going to be over in 9, 8, 9, 10 months. Yeah. Yes, it's going to happen when we least expect it. Exactly. We've been watching this circus go on for how long now? The circus has been going on since 9/11. And it's been going on, since I've been awake, since by 9/11, but it's been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years before that. It's like Ishmael Perez says, he says, the galactic levels of the Galactic Federation and the solar flash and everything is coming. It's going to hit the planet very, very hard. And anybody that is not awake to this is going to feel very uneasy because they will not know what's going on. How you doing, Z? In Amsterdam, yeah, Lots of demonstrations. They're basically, yeah, there are a lot of demonstrations, a lot of protests for what it's worth. Even in Canada, they're starting to rise up. Yeah. They got, they're trying to collect the guns. Maybe the guns that they're trying to collect in Canada right now, however success. I mean, I don't know why they're collecting guns when it hasn't even gone through Supreme Court yet. So, that just shows you how stupid the people that are, sending in their guns. Is there going to be a massive civil war? I'm watching stuff on online on the internet of all the jihadis, or let's say the Indians, whether they be Pakistani or Indian, they all got turbans, and they got semi-automatics, and they're shooting up, they're going out in their SUV, the Mercedes SUVs, and they got money, and they're pulling out all their semi-automatics and military grade artillery, shooting up the forest or anything that's alive. They're going to shoot it and kill it. That's what's going on right now. Not to mention they're dumping their garbage everywhere. I'm not saying all the Indians are doing that, or all the Pakistanis, or the what's the other ones? Well, the North Africans or whatever they're doing right now. That's a revolving door. They get themselves inside the country, and then they send, how are they getting their guns in? Are they buying them? Is this on the black market? And yet, we, the born bred and true Canadians, the ones that were born here, are trying to take the guns away from us. So something's heating up, right? You're waiting for your disability tax credit money is bad, yeah, from the CRA. Well, the CRA doesn't really exist anymore. Whatever is left of it, they're going to do. I mean, if they owe you money, you're going to be waiting a long time, unfortunately. That's why I have said, we should have prepared and started investing in silver when silver was, $12, $14 a coin. Instead of in Canada now where it's $88 or $90 a coin now. It makes it a lot more difficult to invest. But I still think that silver is one commodity that's going to skyrocket, and it's going to be probably the biggest source of investment gain on the planet. That's what I believe. Why is Ben Carroll using the Space Force hand signal? Because maybe he's part of it. Maybe he's sending signals. There's everything's to do with coding. Maybe he can't talk to him, but he's sending a signal, had signal this way, I don't know. Is it, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now that I don't want to, we should be there to observe and not absorb, okay? So you've heard the sirens before? Yeah. Well, they're on lampposts everywhere. They're being set up everywhere so everybody can hear what's, when this thing does go off. The sirens will be there. They'll be, located around every city, every town, every, small city, big city, and towns. Yep. They're all going to be dealt with. All the scammers and the hackers and everything else, they know exactly who they are, and they're watching the money. There will be probably even money that was stolen from you returned. Yeah, because they already got their accounts or whatever they're doing. Yeah, not to worry. Well, there won't be any school. Okay, I don't know. People are talking about school and all this other stuff. I don't think there's going to be any school, and if there is, it's It's, they haven't got to that yet. But schools will come down. There's 1,000 schools I know right now that's in the States right now that have shut down. And then the people that are living around those schools with little ones, they're now having to sell their house because now they have to drive a long ways to go to school. So basically the school system is coming down. So people, and then of course the sleepers and NPCs that have children are saying, well, how are we going to get our children to school? How are they going to learn? They're not learning anything. Well, they weren't learning anything before. Now that's the mental psychoses of people we're dealing with. I've been trying to get my kids out of school for years and years. Thank God my other kids, my children, I got 4 adult children that are, they're on their own way. They're on doing their own thing. And, they're living their own lives. But I've got 2 little ones that are still going to school. That I tell mom that, there's no point them going to school. But, my boys like to, communicate and bond with their buddies. And that's fine. But I said, don't take the courses seriously. All the bad people who have been threatening, blackmailing will be gone. Yes, they're going to be gone. They're going to be picked up very, very soon. Yep. Yep. You bet. How you doing, Goldie? I hope my granddaughter doesn't go either. The thing is, with the grandchildren right now, they're all going to be, a lot of them right now are not assimilating with the system. They're just too far advanced. There are indigo children. They're starseeds. School bus driver here, 100% correct. Yeah, and you're saying that the schools are closing down. Is that the statement I'm reading here? Are you a school bus driver? Yeah, and you're saying 100% correct. Yeah, there's a lot of schools being shut down inside the United States right now, and that's going to drive the real estate prices down because the people that are living around those schools will not have a place to put the school. And what I'm telling them, stop paying your mortgage there and just sit in your house and wait, because good things are coming. Are we not witnessing the complete meltdown of the establishment right now? And who is the main disruptor? What did our president say back in 2017 after he got in? He says, you watch, you wait and see. I'm taking the power and everything that the establishment has and taking it away from them and giving it back to you, the people. He has never broken his promise. And it's been 10 years. And it might take another couple of years, but I don't care. I'm enjoying the ride right now. I am not any financial difficulty because I prepared for it. I'm not in any physical difficulty because I prepared for it. Right? And I'm being there for all the patriots out there, for our tribe out there, to help you through these very, very bad times right now. That's why I'm here. That's why they hate me so much. That's why I get kicked off. How many times have I been penalized? Well over 100 times on several different platforms. I am like a I don't know. To them, I'm like creature from the Lost Lagoon. I just never die. You know what I mean? It's just they just absolutely hate me. And I pop up somewhere else. Yes, I'm keeping everybody in the best spirits as possible because I know what's coming. If I was to tell you everything what's coming, you would be as happy as I am. If I can't say the things. Because I'm being monitored, I'm being shadow banned, right? You're a school janitor. Okay. And what's happening in your school? Please elaborate. It's not going to be, school as usual. Things are coming down. The old school system's gone away, and the old teachers, the teaching of past is going to be gone, non-existent. How you doing, Juliette, Quebec? Bonjour. Thanks, Dino, for your monitoring expertise. Well, there's a lot of true patriots out there, and I appreciate the compliment. I do appreciate it, but we have patriots and true patriots all around the world right now. We have millionaires, if not billionaires, that are supporting freedom for, not to mention the Chinese elders, all the trust funds that are out there. We have billionaires out there that want to see the world prosper. They don't want to see poverty and suffering. They don't want to see it. They're sick of it. That's all reptoid stuff. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Gina. Yep. Everybody that comes on here is contributing to the Great Awakening. Is contributing to a higher vibration. This is a very, very high vibrational podcast. Very high vibrational. They hate it. The reptoids hate it. They can't deal with it because they can't deal with it because they don't understand it. It's not in their DNA, right? Happiness is not in their DNA. All they can do is if they see and recognize the suffering of people, then they can loose. They get all excited because they're avatars are being brought down. Their vibration, right? Their frequencies being sucked out of them. That's why they're called body snatchers. Yeah. How you doing, Fiona? If you stay in high vibration, you're not got nothing to worry about. Trump said people would be very happy on August the 1st, which would be, the Julian calendar, which would be the August the 14th. And I believe you're right, Sagittarius. I believe that there's a lot of good things that are coming. I'm not going to put a date on it. I'm just going to say that I'm feeling my little spidey hairs are telling me things are very, very close. My spidey senses are alive and well, and I feel a lot of good things coming. And it can't get any worse than what we're looking at. So there's only one way to go, and that's up, right? We all have to feel the pain, so we remember never to go back. Yeah, we know never to go back. We are the starseeds that are going to carry this message for thousands of years ahead. Yeah. He said the payments on this that will start. Who knows? I wouldn't even worry about the bills myself. Hold the line for the high frequency. Absolutely. Yeah. The reptoids get sick every time we are happy. Absolutely they do. They can't stand it. How you doing, Mojo? They hate when we are hugging and saying beautiful things about our fellow man, our fellow woman, our patriot. Planning things and festivals, and that's why they attack the festivals, because it goes like it's worse than hot daggers in their butt. They hate it. It's not very comforting for them to see so much energy and high frequency. Happy. That's what we need to be, and that they run from us. How you doing, Stan? They do not want us to come together. No, they don't. That's why they put, 6 foot distancing, so nobody were allowed to hug each other. I mean, that's how pathetic these creatures are. They're creatures. They got scaly skins and they stink. They stink. They like the smell of their. Go up to a liberal and ask, you'll never ask. You'll never be there to say, "Oh, that smells very nice. What are you wearing?" No, because they live in their own feces. Because you know, they're they're demonic, right? How you doing, Goldie? Yeah, there's so many still asleep. And exactly, and that during the pandemic, they're still asleep now. They're actually supporting the mad scientists. They're actually supporting him after him, unaliving 28 million people around the world. 28 million people around the world, and this is not even over. This thing hasn't even run its course yet. There's another 2 years of this, and it could be up to 1 billion people by the time this is all finished. I mean, all we have to do is take care of ourselves. We have to stay healthy. Yeah, payments could be happening anytime, Sagittarius. I don't know how this is going to play out, and quite frankly, I don't care. However they want to do it, it's going to happen when it happens. I'm going to get on with my life and continue my fight from the islands. I'm tired of the smoke here in British Columbia. I'm tired of the heat, the smoke, the dryness. I just see negative, demonic stuff all around me here. I've had enough of it. So it's time to go to paradise, which is the Philippine jungles, absolutely pristine. Yeah. Yes, I mean, as long as we all feel a lot of good things coming, a lot of good things will come. Right? How you doing, wild man? Thanks. We need to feed each other hope, prosperity, love, light, right? We have to feel it in our soul and we have to feel it in our hearts. And when we get that all generated up, we have to send that out to other people. Do good things for people. Help older people. Take your time. No road rage. We're watching the psychopaths and they're road raging right now. We're watching the psychopaths in their, doing the crazy things that they're doing in the cities. Fighting with each other. And it's, they're sending out all their little demonic warriors throughout the cities, trying to cause chaos and havoc. There's some places that are, in Western Europe right now that are, have high fences and put concertina wire around the top just to protect their properties everywhere. Because the government's not going to be there to help the rich. And there's a lot of rich that are packing their stuff and vacating their big, beautiful homes, right? Their big, beautiful homes. And they're just packing up everything and saying, just leave it behind. We're leaving. We're going to another country, or we're going to because they've had enough. They're sick of it. We look how many people have left Canada. Look how many corporations. The corporations leaving Canada right now is at record level. They're all going into the States. Yes, just keep going with your daily routine, and this thing will come to an end. This thing eventually will come to an end. Crazy drivers not stopping at stoplights. I know. Signs driving through red lights because they're clones. They're not. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Let's retract that. They got too much Kool-Aid in them, if you know what I'm talking about. They get too much Kool-Aid in them, and they're not. They don't have any. Any common sense anymore. They're turning into zombies. Roads are crazy right now. Of course they are. That's why I'm saying if you possibly stay off the roads or just go down to your meat market I don't deal with. I mean, if you want to buy produce, go check out the farmers market. Hey, Mama's got a good one in Abbotsford. There's a good farmers market there. Go get them to buy your, if you want to buy a few vegetables or whatever, but still go take them home and wash them in baking soda. I went down and bought a big box of baking soda. One big box like this here, $5, right? That's, yeah, and then you just use a spoonful of it and every time you want to wash something. Cleanse yourself, right? I can imagine what Toronto looks like right now. It's an absolute gong show. Hey, Dick. Yeah. Hey, bro. And Yen Yen, how you doing? Hey, Wendy, Shelly, Melissa, Joan. Hey, Miriam, Brad, good to see you all. Hey, Mickey, Frank, yeah. Yep, how you doing? Okay, let's see what we got here. I see people making U-turns at the red lights. I know this happens all the time. That's why people get in accidents. That's what I mean. What I'm more feared about are these unqualified migrants driving 80,000 ton trucks or 80,000 pound trucks. That's what I'm scared of. I mean, and you're in a little car. I mean, you got to keep your head on a swivel. Know what, especially if you're on the, any type of, road artery, where the traffic goes a little bit faster, like freeways and stuff like that. Very, very scary. Because they can come up behind you, doing over the speed limit. They're half asleep or whatever. They don't hit the brakes fast enough. Now you got 80,000 pounds being shoved up your ass. Yeah. It's a very, very, people say, well, how do you operate or how do you drive in the Philippines? Well, it's very easy to drive in. I mean, with all the traffic down there, you can't go fast down there. So you just take your time, you do your thing. I think the fastest I go down there is 60 kilometers. So, it's quite easy, right? There isn't, unless you're on the freeway or the express highway in the Philippines, you're doing 60 kilometer. And there's always going to be traffic jams or whatever. And this is why I ride a motorbike, because I can get in between in and out of the traffic. I've even filmed it before, right? How you doing, Greg? Is that New Hampshire? You're in? Good. Wow. Very welcome. Enjoy the show. How you doing, Melbourne? Australia is a shit show at the ATM, I can imagine. Just get all your money out of the bank. Just take it all out and turn it into precious metal. The land, if you're owning the land right now, try to stay in the house that you're in. And you're having problems with the mortgages, take them to court. Take the mortgage, take your bank to the court, to the courthouse. Yeah, take them to the train station. Signs when driving, exactly. They don't know. They just don't know. And that's why there's so many accidents, because we're being invaded by unqualified drivers, unqualified migrant drivers. I never knew that you were a biker guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've rode a bike all my life. Yeah. Yes. During the Harley days when I had, the crazy days, that was all in Canada, the United States. But when I started going overseas, I just stuck to the, to the Hondas and the smaller stuff, because it's a lot easier to get around. I had thoughts of maybe taking up, they do have Harleys over there, but in the traffic, it's if you want to wrestle that thing around in the heavy traffic, that's up to you. But I don't. I like the little Hondas, Suzuki, Kawasaki's, and anything Japanese made. JS name one company. There's lots of companies. Just one company alone, which is a big one, Esso Card Lock, They're all shut down. And tell me if they're opening up. They said they were going to shut down August 1st, and they did. What does that tell you? That's the Esso card lock. You know how big that is in Canada? You're going to start seeing all kinds of companies shut down and leaving. Or is all kinds of companies shutting down and leaving Canada. Yes. How you doing, Linda? Hey, Lori. What about property tax if you own your own home? Well, I just had finished saying that. Don't pay it. Take the property, take your paperwork that you're receiving from the property tax, because they shouldn't even be mailing you taxes. By them even mailing that tax statement to you, they're committing a crime, because taxes, and you file in your file when you go into the court, right? If you want to message me over on Facebook, Alex West, that's with a double X. Okay, you'll see my you'll know it's me, right? Okay, because I got the Spartan face helmet with the American flag. And message me over there, and I will send you a kind of a play-by-play what to do about filing a court date. And they'll have nothing. There'll be nothing that they can do about it, and they'll have to stop. And they'll have to stop harassing you. There will be no more taxes. That's already been done. Have you seen the new one going around that you're Robin Williams? Yeah, I do. Yeah, maybe I'll get to meet him one day. I know he's still alive. I mean, when did he declare suicide? Was that 10 years ago? I think he was only 61 there. I think I got a couple of years on him. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's not me. It's not him. I mean, I know who I am, right? And as much as I, love Robin Williams and all the fun that he did for for the entertainment world, I know that he wasn't demonic, and he had to get an exit plan, and I believe the Global Alliance helped him with his exit plan and put him into protection. Yep. Yeah, I guess there's some kind of resemblance, but who knows? I think, what's he, 5'9" or 10? Yeah, I'm 6'1". So I mean, I don't know how you're gonna fit the same frame in the same body, right? And that's you could say the same thing about our commander, right? The same thing about our commander is, how many doubles does he have, right? That are look alike, but they can never hide the height difference or the size difference. Yeah, I mean, it's I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I'm not the smallest guy in the world either. Okay, Wildman, how you doing? Yeah. F you and your feelings too, I know. Roadworthy vehicles, unroadworthy, I know. There's a lot of crap out there, and what I'm asking everybody to stay clear of the big rigs that are out there on the highway, especially if you see a turbine behind the wheel, because chances are they're not qualified. I've seen them play a lot of stupid games. A lot of stupid games. I've been a professional driver for over 50 years in the sawmill business. The only time I wasn't driving when I was over in Japan or overseas anywhere doing structural engineering, picking up some decent cash. But most of my time when I was driving between throughout Western Canada, hauling my timber. Logan Gray needs to be monitored, trying to scam. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Crazy Indian. Okay. Yeah, take him out. He's trying to scam. Logan Gray will be arrested eventually. Illegals need to go back to their country to receive their wealth. Exactly. And that's exactly what's going to happen, Gina. What we're witnessing right now is once GESARA gets activated, and who knows how that's going to be playing out. I know that there's absolute trillions and trillions of dollars awaiting the people, but this whole thing has been going on since Trump entered, this swamp cleaning agenda. They have been working on vetting all the good people. If you're a good little boy, good little girl, or a bad little girl, or bad little boy, bad little girl. That's how this is all working. What side of the fence are you on will determine on how you're going to be treated post EBS. Post EBS is how going to be, the land of glory. We're going to be enjoying God's creation. Yeah. And many with a lot of technology. And that's what the Galactics are so excited about, watching us ascend and advance into our new technologies. Yes, there's med beds and frequency beds and crystal chambers, and our bodies self-heal. Let me just point something out, okay? Let me point something out. Our bodies self-heal, okay? If we get a cut on our finger, okay? That cut, if you keep it clean, will heal itself, doesn't it? Okay? How does it do that? Okay? Just look at it this way. If you get a broken arm, okay? And then the doctor says, okay, well, you got to set the arm because it's a compound fracture or whatever. So they set the arm, okay? The bones will heal itself back together. And actually, at that break point will be harder than the last time. So to get your head around, the fact is that, yes, once our teeth fall out, new teeth will come in behind it, is very normal. I mean, that's what's going to happen. And we are, not to mention that, our hair growth going out, we should have hair coming back in. They have taken and muted a lot of our DNA that replaces or regenerates on our body, and we are self-healing, and it's all coming out in the wash. We are anywhere between 5 to 1,000-year-old humans that should be living that length of time. Whether or not you want to or not, you can. There's going to be advanced technology that is going to be assimilate you into something else that you want to be. I'm telling you, the stuff that is coming is going to be absolutely freaking mind-blowing. Thank you for keeping everything in capital letters. Yes, that's why I'm so excited. I say if people can survive the next couple of years, the advancement, you're going to end up living another 50, 60 years, and then from there it'll just start advancing from there. And we're going to get all our DNA back. I'm very, very excited about that. And we're going to be able to, basically put our bodies back into the form that we want them to look like, right? We're going to be able to, because we have that advancement, and with a little bit of help from the technology that's been hidden from us. Yeah, 20 years plus driving too, yeah. Yeah. Yes, Fauci's going to prison. Gatesy boy, his time was up here apparently this morning. And of course that is a body double, but whatever it is, they needed to, show that to the mainstream. Of course, the mainstream is shaking in their boots right now because, why? Because they're complicit. They're all DS. And they're going to be, they're going to take, the media is going to come down, and it's going to be replaced by, it's going to be by the truth, and a full exposure. And we're going to have, and it might be even be run by the military. Yeah. Are we going to get back? Well, yes, yes, you're going to get. Don't think of it as taxes. You're going to get back the taxes on the houses, okay? Who cares about what that was? You're going to get a pile of money. Where it comes from, who cares? As long as you're getting a pile of money. And if you do good things with that money, you're going to get more. You get more and more and more and more, because they want humanitarians to rebuild God's world. Hey, well, man, yeah. Hey, Dino. Yes, what you saw was Fauci or Fucci or whatever, Fujiyama was 2.0. He might even be 3.0. Now, the original guy is already gone. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, we're watching a big, huge movie. Everybody out there is a 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, whoever, Trump included. They're not going to put the real Trump out there, to be, in harm's way. Well, they're exactly what you're saying. I know what you're saying. About the Gessera needs to be interacted soon to solve these crazy invasions. They're allowing the crazy invasions to go on, and because they want everybody to have this chaotic, psychopathic world, to have it branded into their butt, to have it so branded that they'll never want to go back to living this situation again for at least another 1,000 years. Because we're the ones that are going to carry this message on. That's why they try to lower our lifespan down to 75, 80, 85 years old, filling us up with alcohol and drugs and all kinds of cigarettes and even what do you call the vapor, the vapes. All that stuff is there to kill you. And if they can process your avatar in 80 years, and then you come back reincarnated, because we keep coming back because we're internal beings. We are multi-dimensional internal beings that we will able to recycle ourselves back into the system, okay? But our minds will be wiped, and we'll be starting this whole ridiculous cycle all over again. They wanted that. The older you are, the more advanced you are. This here is your weapon. This here is your weapon, okay? You think I was this smart when I was 20 years old? No. I was tripping over, life itself at 20. I was tripping over life itself at 40. I was tripping over life itself at 50. It only when I hit close to 60 before things really started, I was like around the 50 years old, things started really coming to fruition for me. That was 22 years ago, which is, around the 9/11 time, 26 years ago. Geez, I guess time is flying. So that's what I mean. 26 years ago for me. I really started taking a proactive approach to things in 2007 when the Lehman Brothers did the meltdown. And we were putting money and bailing out all these car dealerships and everything else with taxpayer money. I says, that's it. This is too much corruption for me. And I started making my own moves to protect myself and my family. My kids, I got 2 kids back in Canada, and I got the rest of them. I've got 3 kids back in Canada, and the other 3 kids are overseas. Yeah. And they're happy to be outside of the fortification of Canada. They're very happy to be out of it. We want this to burn into and be etched in to people's minds. The people that are out there doing the chaos and all the bullshit right now will be picked up and dealt with. They are not part of the solution. They're going to be dealt with, yeah. Yes, Fuchi's going to prison and Gitmo. Yes, he's going to be dealt with along with all the other ones. This is all the exposure being dealt with right now for all the NPCs, all the sleepers that are out there. Hey, Christina. Hey, Jobe or Jobo. Are you going to get back? Yes. But we're going to receive fundamental money. However they want to calculate it, I really don't care. If they give me a list of saying, oh, this is what they're going to pay you back on, whatever, I probably won't even look at it. I don't care. Just put the money you owe me in my QFS account. Give me a bunch of blank checks so I can go, buy a chunk of property, right? And, this is basically a not just an IQ test of what's been going on. It's also, I know that everybody out there, especially all this family, all the intuitives out there that have been following me for a long time, the way you think now is probably not the way you thought 10, 15 years ago, or, even 20 years ago, right? It's not. Your whole conception and your whole mindset is totally different than what it was 10 years ago, right? Am I correct? Well, yeah, this is part of the learning process of what's happening. There's a lot of people out there say, they've moved out of Canada, they're gone. They'll never come back because of what Canada represented and how they failed miserably, not just during the COVID times, but their mental psychoses of what they are now, defending something that's not defendable. It's an illusion to them. Canada is an illusion. That's all it is. And they're swinging all these Canadian flags around, that's all been designed by the cabal. The Canadian flag is only a corporation. It's not a sovereign country. Never has been. Thank you, Monner. Yeah. No, you're not going to lose your pension. Nobody loses their pension. It's going to be added to. Your pension will be added to. You'll go from, say, 1,500, let's just say a number of, say, 1,500, 2,000 to about 6,000 or 7,000. Yep. That's because that's what they should be paying us, 6,000 or 7,000. You should be able to, do anything you want, and that's what they're not doing. You can barely survive on the money. They're stealing $4,000 to $5,000 a month from you. That's any government that has been in Canada or the United States or any other pension country or whatever. They've been stealing your pension money. That money's coming back to you. So we're about to have all that given back to us, or at least have that adjusted back to what it should be. Yeah. They're the ones that are being taken down, not us. It's not going to end well for them. No. Hey, Joby. Your pension will be fine. Exactly. Canada is part of the United States. Yes, it is. It's part of the Republic or the Kingdom, the North American Kingdom, because of it always was. They're just playing the game with you, the head games with you right now to see who's on board and who's not. They're just, they're looking at all the dum-dums out there. And, we have very, very low IQs. The IQs back 50 years ago were much higher than the IQs today because 50 years ago we weren't being poisoned, through, multi different sources. Yeah. And not to mention our schools. Look at what they've done to our children. I mean, if it wasn't for the education, would we be witnessing all these libtards running around with blue hair and pink hair and actually going out of their way by looking ugly? Not to mention their smell. It's absolutely, I want to throw up on them. I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, when was the last time you had a bath? It's just brutal. I see one right now. I walk across the street, they're filthy. I mean, not just filthy, but they're filthy minded. I won't do. I look at them from a distance with disgust. Every time I pin, it bounces back off. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well, the games that are, they're being played right now, especially on this social media stuff. Yeah, there's supposed to be 7 kingdoms. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Established after Nasser. Yeah, and that's all going to be. They're the big leadership around the world are talking about it right now. That's how it's going to work out, as what it has been depicted in the Bible, and the Bible's even being rewritten right now. The book. I mean, we have 711 stories in the Bible that have been taken out by the demonics. We were down to 66 Bibles, or 66 stories in the Bible, and a lot of that has been manipulated. And anybody that says that Jesus never walked this planet, you're on a different frequency. Yeah. The Canadian flag is a corporation flag. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, lots of blood on it. Yeah, and they speaking of blood on their hands, Castro Jr. he's already been dealt with. You're looking at an avatar there, or a body double with him and what's her name, Perry? I don't know. You know who I'm talking about. Those two individuals are there to create anxiety and depression. Yeah. They want this. The White Hats want to burn this craziness into us so bad that we never want to come back here again. And I know it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult for the intuitives, because we're seeing it. We're seeing it all. The NPCs and the sleepers. They're lucky if they can remember their middle name. Yeah. Yes, the oldest Bible is the Ethiopian Bible. Yeah, 88 books, including the Enoch. Yeah. Well, that's why there's something about that in the Ethiopian, Eastern Africa, that a lot of that was kept. But Ethiopian Bible has been kept out of the mainstream. Okay. But the Ethiopians have protected it very, very well. But that's all going to be assimilated, and it's all going to be annexed in with the new written Bible. We have very, very smart people, Raiders of the Lost Ark level type scientists rewriting it right now, and it's being done through all kinds of different symbolisms, and it's when you go into the pyramids, right? There's a study going on right now. The scientists going in there, and they're actually playing the music inside these temples or whatever they're doing, and they're putting sand on the whatever they're doing, and the sand is actually turning that into hieroglyphics, okay, of those particular symbols, and they're saying, well, how did that come from? But it's all being developed right now, and they're taking very, symbolic pictures of this, and they're trying to piece all that together. I mean, that takes a very, very smart mind to be able to decode all that. Glenn might want to watch your YouTube Myth of Canada. You on YouTube, the Myth of Canada. Yeah, well, there's a guy out there, in Canada right now. He's going through a lot of hell right now. Is Travers out of Eastern Canada right now. He's been demonized and completely abused most of his career, even by his own family. And he's a very, very smart man, exposing the truth. Yeah. How you doing, Jimmy? How you doing, Malin? Paul and Diaz, Canal, or Chanel 2.0, or Ruel and Diaz, Chanel 2.0. I'm not sure what you mean there, but yeah, nothing is what we think it is. Yeah. Everything out there that we're watching and witnessing, all the dramatic horse manure out there, it's all being played by body doubles and people with maskies on. Yep, they're great actors, great central casting, right? Yeah. These fires that are going right now, that's the deep state fighting back because they know that they're in a barrel of monkeys. And we're the global alliance is shooting. It's like they're shooting like rats in a barrel. That's what's happening right now. And that's why you're seeing so much craziness going on. Yeah, thank God for Ethiopia. They protected it very well. I mean, that was kind of something the deep state or the whatever who was operating that thing. It's very, very old there. And, there are places on the planet that was not taken over by the Rothschilds. They had control of it at one time, such as Russia, but Russia is an ally for the United States. And they try to depict it so much different. They try to lie all about it. They try to, do the things that they want to do to demonize Putin and whatever. Yeah, Putin was a bad guy at one time, but they the Global Alliance swapped him out for a good guy. Now he's running a really tight, clean ship over in Russia, and that's why a lot of Canadians have picked up their farming gear and moved to Russia because they see that they can go have a farm and grow their organic foods with no bureaucrat bullshit, no Western bureaucrat. Yeah. How you doing, Bet? I thought we were 7. Yeah, 7. Yeah, well, that's what it is. There should be 777 stories of the Bible, not books, stories inside the Bible. No, everything. They're going to go through it. I mean, we're going to be able to have a real good read, and it'll be technology. And the neat thing about it, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to let you in on something here. I believe, and this is just my own opinion, but based on the facts and the stuff that I'm being put together, I believe that once the Book of Enoch and the 777 stories that come out, we will have the technology to download it here. I think it'll be, we won't have to fight and, take the time to be able to, all we're going to have to do is be able to open the pages at that stuff and admire the beautiful, biblical writing of this, of the history of this world. And, the thing is, we'll be able to, there will be technology that will be, even while you're sleeping or whatever you're doing, be able to download inside your memory bank, and you'll be able to. We'll have photographic memories. We're only using 5% of our mind right now. We're only using 5%. Wait till it's 95%. We'll have photographic memories. The stuff is coming. People, the money's only, in my eyes, I'm treating money only at 5%. Of how things are going to change. I am looking at all the universe. I'm looking at the whole universe, and that's going to take up. That's going to be just absolutely. It's going to be tear jerking. Yeah. Crazy Indian, where in Wyoming do you live? They're trying to get your location. Be careful. Yeah. Yes, in Canada, people are deep asleep. But there are people out there. I mean, I have, family groups in Canada right now that are very much awake. They know what's going on. And, that's who the ones that you need to bond with. You need to bond with them. Yeah. Yes, the Ethiopian Bible is, they were able to keep a lot of it. Yeah. Not a lot of it, some of it, more than what it is in the King James Version or whatever they're talking. Yeah. I mean, I keep a Bible right in my camper here, up along, and I look at it every day, and I know that protects me from the demonics. Yeah. Yes, the Gospels need to be added back in, absolutely, and that's what's going to come. But it's going to be all re-decoded. Yes. Thank you. I want to put a big shout out for all the monitors out there. You're doing a great job. I know that there's, being on for 2 hours is not easy, and like it says, I know you're working very hard. We should all, and it's like I said yesterday, we should all give ourselves a plaque. Go down and give yourself a plaque. Okay? Get a plaque made up to say Certificate of Achievement. Not just of what you're doing, but fighting back on the COVID and everything else that you went through, that you had to go through, and all the demonization, the billions of dollars that was spent campaigning against you. You went through that, and I know a lot of people that went through there with the suffering, with all the suffering that went in there, because everybody went through years and years of suffering. And, but you made it through there, and we've made it through there. And I believe that I think we deserve a plaque, for being a pureblood. Thank you, Mojo. Yeah. You are a pureblood, and put that plaque out there and let everybody know exactly how proud you are of that. Because that is that is basically a benchmark of showing that you cannot be easily fooled by the system. And, when we look at this right now and we see that everything that they threw at us and we're still here and we never bought into their bullshit, it shows that we have a very, very, our intuition is working perfectly. It shows us that our IQs are working perfectly. And, we're ready for the new events that are going to happen. We have made, NATO completely ignored the Minsk treaties twice. Yeah. Yeah, well, NATO's going. They're gone. They're done. Finished. And, they're just using up the rest of whatever arsenal that they do have. How you doing, Wilma? Hey, Lumeral. Shazam. Yeah. Hey, Luke. How you doing, Tamara? And LA, yeah. Hey, Taylor. Yep. Hey, Tina. How are you? Hey, Stargan. Lee, how are you? Hey, Luke. Yeah. Strong. Well, like I said, we can't. I mean, if these agitators want to come in there, we know that they're pedo supporters, if not them themselves. If you are against ICE, then you are then you're for trafficking. Yeah, a lot of these guys that are coming on here, they could be traffickers. Amsterdam. Yes, Amsterdam music. I am great. Thank you very much. Yep, thank you. Well, you're very welcome. Is that right? Unjabbed, get more dollars? Yes. Well, okay, let's put it this way. I'm not going to say the unjabbed get more money, okay? Even the jab that, have buyer's remorse and stuff like this that were maybe forced into it, they're going to be treated. They're going to be, they're going to get in there. It's the med beds are being used right now for the little ones with all the traumatic. We're dealing with millions and millions of trafficked children, millions, and they're all being having to go through med beds, okay, and crystal chambering and whatever else they have to do, their mind wipes or whatever they're going through, okay, and all that's and of course the ones that were forced into whatever they're forced into, they know that they have got history on everybody on the planet, and they will be dealt with as well. The people that will receive more money are the people that put more effort into humanity. They're the ones that are going to receive more money. Okay, so the more money or the more time and effort you put into, say, helping children or doing the things that you want to do in order to help humanity and our beautiful planet, of course, you're going to receive more money. But it's got nothing to do with jab or unjab. Alex, I was forced to get that horrible COVID. Yeah, jab. Well, okay, but you've come this far. And like I said, you should be putting on the nicotine patch. There's a big patch out there like this here. They ask you to use whatever. Just quarter it. I don't know how big the patch is, but just quarter it. You don't need much. You just need enough to stick on your arm wherever you want to put. I'd put it underneath your lymph gland here, underneath your arm, so it gets right into your blood system. Goes right through your lymphatics or lymph nodes, right? Yeah. You want to build a healing center. Well, a lot of that's going to be done by the military, right? But I know what you're saying, you want to start doing things to take care of yourself first. So that's by, maybe raising your own beef, having chickens. I mean, listen, if you have 12 chickens out in your little pasture yard or whatever they're going to provide you beautiful eggs every day, and let them run wild in the garden. They'll just round them up at the end of the day, and they make sure that they get into their little houses, so they have protection at night from the predators, right? Yes, you put the nicotine patch on you. That'll take all the metals and the MNRA out of you. Yeah, and there's other things. Black seed oil starts cleansing you. You should be drinking clove water and cinnamon. The clove water cleans out. It kills all the parasites in your blood. The blood cells. Okay, kills it in your stomach. Kills the worms and everything. And then of course the cinnamon takes all the sugar out of your blood. And then it cleanses your pancreas. Okay, so you should drink that on a daily basis. Do a cold press on that. You should be have a quart, a big like a mason jar, quart size. Fill it up with clean water. Put 25 to 30 cloves in there, and put 2 cinnamon sticks in there, and just let it sit there for 24 hours, and then start sipping on it. Yes, ivermectin is the best. Fenbendazole is also. You take those two together and have a backup of zeolite for binding. So you take the zeolite and everything first 30 minutes, and then you swallow in a milkshake, swallow with a zeolite in a little bit of a shake. You're doing ivermectin and fenbendazole, zeolite, then you're cleansing yourself. But you don't need to do that on a daily basis, okay? What you want to do on a daily basis is your clove, water, and cinnamon. You can drink that day in and day out. And your bowel movement will be normal. All that stuff will be. Yes, I know. Like peppers, tomatoes, potatoes, eggplant, all that have nicotine in them. Exactly. And that's why when I go to the Philippines, I end up eating, because the foods there are so good, I end up losing weight. You know what I mean? It's just, it's amazing when you do not have poison or GMO or any type of chemical in your food, how your body will respond. Man, it's not easy to, right now I'm probably, 15, 20 pounds overweight. But I'll lose that I'll lose that in the first 6 weeks I'm in the Philippines. I know that because that's been going on every year since I've been there since 1990. What veggies have the most nicotine? Well, they just mentioned that, but I would just go get the patch and really ram it. If anybody has got the, has taken the jabby, then I would put the nicotine patch on, and that will. And plus, at night you put some warm water with vinegar, salt and vinegar. Yeah, salt and vinegar, and you can put a little bit of lemon in there. That when that salt and vinegar will the salt and the hot water opens up your huge pores. That's all your pores are through your feet, and that will start just draining out. That's why people get fat ankles, or they get swollen legs, sore legs, because they haven't cleansed themselves. Once you start doing that nightly, you'll all that the swelling will go down, and you can, if you want, you can put turmeric, a little bit of turmeric in your. There's lots of different shakes. You could do a small warm milk before bed with turmeric in it. Yeah, and what else was there? There was turmeric and oregano. Yeah, like the oregano powder. Yeah. And then you could put a little bit of ginger powder in there, and then mix all that up with your warm milk and slug that back before you go to bed. You'll sleep like a baby. I don't want to know nicotine is good for you. You don't want to know? I'm sorry, I never caught that comment. And now it's moving so fast. Dr. Artist recommended Rugby's brand nicotine patches on Amazon. There you go. They don't want you to know. Oh yeah, they don't want you to know that nicotine patches are good for you. Nicotine's extremely good for you. Raw milk is extremely good for you. That's why they pasteurized it. They took all the good ingredients and they've effed you up to shorten your lifespan. That's why, I don't eat much. You can get, I have my little dishes that I cook, but today I think I'm ready for some more. I got some chicken breasts. I'll probably do some chicken breasts, and I'll wash them down in baking soda water first. I'll soak them in there for 5 minutes, and then I'll take them out to make sure that gets all rid of, neutralizes everything, and then I'll cut them up and fry them up and whatever how I do it. Right? There's all kinds of neat recipes up there. But there's a lot of people out there, including myself, that don't feel like eating. Donna Nurse, can they be smoked? I don't know what you're saying about that one. You can smoke anything you want, really. If you got a barbecue out there, smoke anything you want. It's all tasty. Yeah, nicotine patches are really important. If you've taken the cocktail. Now, the cocktail, chances are, when our commander in chief, when Fauci was on his genocide agenda, tried to flood the market, with his poison cocktail. Trump is out there flooding the market as well because he couldn't stop it. So all he could do was flood it with Xylene, sorry, which is just vitamin C, D, E, whatever, in that bottle. And people were, he was flooding the market with that. Trump saved millions and millions of lives. And people don't know about it, but it's of course he's being demonized right now because of all the crazy stuff. It's when let's look at it this way. If you got, let's say you're going to, I'm going to do this old school way, okay, to give you a comparison. Say if you go into a bar, a pub, okay, and you got a bunch of agitators in there, and they're really causing a real big disturbance. There's a lot of shit. And most of the people in there just want to have a quiet drink. Okay? What are you going to do? but they're sitting there causing trouble, even making small fights and skirmishes. You have to get some tough guys in there and tear the place apart, getting them out of there. There will be things that are getting knocked over, things will be getting smashed, windows getting smashed or whatever. But what you're doing is you're clearing out all the scumbags that are in that pub right now. And you're going to throw them out through the door, or use their head for the door opener or the window opener or out the back door to get them cleared out of there. Okay? Well, that's what Trump is doing right now. He's in the worldwide pub right now, and he's throwing them out through the front door. I hope you understand my analogy there. How do you stop heartburn? There's heartburn. Yeah, I know. And you know what? That one's always has stumped me. But there is a food out there that will stop it right away. I think it's peanut butter. Yep. I think it's like peanut butter. They'll stop it right away. But, yes, heartburn's baking soda and warm water. Yeah. And I would put lemon and honey in it. And just belt that back. Yeah, baking soda will stop it. Yeah. Hey, Gina. Thank you. See, I mean, the Patriots no more. You're all turning holistic, right? You're all turning, yes, and that's good. We're retraining ourselves, and I applaud you. I'm so very, very proud of everybody out there. For having that open mind. To change your basic living patterns, and that just proves to me that you're smart people. Yeah. Hey, Bob. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, peanut butter, that takes, it's crazy. Just make sure you get the right peanut butter, right? Yeah. Yeah. Rosemary tea is very, very good. The Liberals claim they have, they got about as open of a mind as a clam does. Yeah, no, and they have about the intelligence of a clam as well. Single form Philippines 42 Garcia. I'm not sure what you mean in there, Grace. You're a retired firefighter, EMT paramedic. So you're getting a pension now. Just enjoy it. Enjoy life. A lot of things are going to come for you. You've done your job, and like I said, you don't have to claim anything. Any side hustle you got or whatever, you don't need to claim that stuff. Who are you going to claim it to? For them to open the door. That's why I say, why does anybody even have a phone number that they can harass you on? Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not sure. We can get into the splitting of the hairs of, I'm just telling the people that have taken the Kool-Aid, that were maybe forced into it or whatever. They have buyer's remorse. They're saying, I shouldn't have done what I did, in order to get that self-cleanse out. There's first you do the nicotine patch, cut them in quarter, stick it under your arm. Number two is do foot cleansing. That's a salt and vinegar. Okay. Put lots of salt, lots of vinegar in there, and put half a squeeze lemon in there. Or you can just go get the big bottle of lemon, and because that lemon softens the skin, takes all the calis off, and you can use hydrogen peroxide too. I wash with hydrogen peroxide because the oxygen gets right into your bloodstream, and that kills all the cancers inside you. Yeah, there's all kinds of cancers all around you, all the time. They're constantly attacking us, and cancers are parasites. So the parasites are always on us. So, as you cleanse your body inside and out, you want to attack it from the outside in and from the inside out. You want to attack it on both ends. So the clove water and the cinnamon, I like. If you want to put a little bit of lemon or honey in it, that's good. And then you can drink that on it, normally as you're drinking juice. Use that as a juicer. And then, of course, when you're washing, wash with clean water, with baking soda and hydrogen peroxide and vinegar, a little bit of vinegar in there. And you put it in the water of what you feel, what you want to do. But yeah, hydrogen peroxide kills cancer. Hydrogen peroxide kills parasites. Cloves kills parasites. How you doing, Amish? Yeah. Yeah, the Amish will teach you a lot. Yeah, exactly. They have a lot of, they have old remedies, stuff that goes back, from their ancestors. You're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah. We are here to help each other make it through this. That's basically and we want to stay healthy doing it. Why should we be, if you got bad joints or whatever, I'm going to be the first to tell you, start putting, taking milk, warm milk at night. You can just do a half a glass of milk. Make sure it's, the bottled milk that, that's not so pasteurized. I know it's hard to find, raw milk's almost impossible to find unless you know a farmer. But you put that half a glass in there with turmeric and oregano, a powder oregano and a powdered ginger, right? And even, if you want to put a shot of powdered garlic in there, it's fine. But mix it all up and shoot that back, and that'll cleanse your body, and it'll wipe out all the parasites in your gut. And by morning, you'll be running to the toilet. Thank you. Ginger's extremely good for you. That also kills parasites. There's so many things out there. I use Shilajit. This stuff here. This is another cancer killer. I don't know if you see that. Anyways, it says Shilajit on it. And this is it's a black tar. It's black tar. And it's but that'll kill parasites, and it's very, very good for the testosterone for the guys, right? Yeah, it gives you libido. It gives you a good libido. Keep your peanut butter in the fridge. Yeah, well, you could do that. You know what? I like doing. This is what I do. It's a little bit of a sidekick, and I don't know if everybody's into it, but I get some, decent peanut butter, and, sometimes you got a little bit of oil and whatever on top. I throw butter, salted butter in with the peanut butter, and it smooths it out, and then you lay that on a sangi. Usually, you can drink or eat bread. Just make sure it's sourdough bread, fresh sourdough bread. I buy it from the bakery, not the manufacturer, and put that, peanut butter on a sangi and belt her back. That'll stop your, that'll stop your heartburn. Hey, Loch Ness, how you doing, dear? Hey, JS, good to see you. Yes, organic almond is extremely good for you. If you got almond butter, or peanut butter. Yeah. I don't know how good it is in the milk, because they put all kinds of additives in that. But I do know that you can, if they have different sources of peanut butter, you can have a organic jar of peanut butter, and then put your own ingredients in there. Put your own butter in there. Add your own little flavors to it. And it becomes quite a nice. I know that there's a Philippine dish that has peanut butter in it, and that's really good. Yeah, they I tell you, they take things, and there's so many great dishes. I can't wait to get back. How you doing, Kelly? JS, liberals don't have an open mind. I know they don't. Yeah, I know. They're absolutely closed. They got closed hearts, closed soul, closed mind. And all they know how to do is send out negative and hate. That's all they do. And it just shows to who they are. Look at them. Take one look. They're a disaster. And they're just showing themselves to the world the level of their hate. The worse appearance and smell that they have is the more hate they have in their souls. Right? Yeah. Thanks, Kelly. Hope I'm doing very well. Yes, I know I'm tired of waiting too, Loch Ness. But things are going to, like it says, cut your cable, start doing things for yourself, get out in the sun, enjoy the sun, start washing, like it says, start cleansing yourself with, the ingredients that I told you about before. I don't know how long you've been on now, but, start doing things for yourself. Start cleansing yourself with, good things that will heal you. The clove water and the cinnamon's a really good start. Start drinking that on a daily basis, and you'll start cleansing yourself from the inside out. And of course, the nice, good water, or doing your feet. Same thing as the salt and vinegar with the hydrogen peroxide. And you can do that. Basically, do a foot bath in that, and you can wash your whole body with it. Make sure you get, all your, all the parts that you need with your lymph nodes, because that's the one that's holding the most contaminant. Yeah. I did my job too. Yes. Good for you, Stargazer. I'm going to start taking castor oil internally. Yeah. Fill capsules. Yeah, I do too. I take that all the time. I take, Nanocaniche and black seed oil. I enjoy that. And I take oregano pills. Yeah. Feel good. Got pretty good energy for an old guy. Yeah. Hey, Nikita. Yeah. Yeah. We're coming into a free world. We're coming into a new jubilee. You have nut milk maker. Oh, isn't that cool? It only does the nuts into the water, turns it to probably milk. Yeah, makes good sense. Thank you, Tamara. What happens with the prisoners, especially the innocent? I'm sorry, what happens with the prisoners, especially the innocent? Well, there's still going to be there's going to be a lot being released that shouldn't have been put in jail to begin with. The non-violent ones will be go on a program probably to re-educate. The violent ones, well, their time is up. The real violent ones or whatever what did God say? Okay, and I'm going to go over this again. It says in the Bible, okay, and Jesus was in line with this, and he always had said that either they are penalized, the penalties put on them, okay, or they're beaten or they're killed. Those are the three. There's no such thing as prisons. There should not be prisons out there. We are wasting government or people's taxpayer money to keep these prisons open. If a person steals a goat, you're going to have to pay 7 goats back to that person that you stole the goat from. Okay? And if it's not done, then you will be beaten. And if you still continue it, it'll get to such a point where you'll be unalived. Because, there's only so many times, yeah. How you doing, Mitswai Way? Hey, Mike Harmon. Hey, Santi. Buster, how are you? Dino. Yeah. Nicholas, how are you doing? Yeah, how you doing, Nancy? So this is what I'm saying. I mean, this is what is in the scripture. This is what's in the Bible. We're going to follow the Bible, on the scripture to the letter. Yes. This is what God wants, right? How you doing, Patriot and Buddha? Hey, Cat Queen, Nikita. So what are the 3 things? There'll be no more prisons. So you either pay the penalty for your theft or whatever you're doing, or whatever crime that you committed, you will be whipped or lashed, right? Or you'll be unalived if you've put harm to anybody out there. Yeah, don't let your dogs have. There's a lot of things you can't feed your dogs. Yeah. Oops, sorry. High maintenance. How are you? At least we know there's 300 and something awake people on here. Yes. Well, there's a lot more than that. I mean, I know that there's, yeah, and 300 is great. I mean, we got 340 right now. I very seldom look at that. I do know that there's, there's something in the like department when you go off of this thing. It's up in the thousands. So, yeah. I can't believe you're quoting the Bible and you voted. Oh my goodness, are these liberals twisted up, aren't they? They got such a twisted mind. They are completely consumed with hate. They believe exactly what they want to believe. Yes. Yes, I know. I want raw milk to be made lawful as well. Because that puts all the minerals and everything back in your stomach. It aligns all your what do you call it? Your all your chemistry. Kind of puts it all back into perspective. Yeah, I did a little bit of reading on that, and it's very, very beneficial to drink raw milk. Yeah, and we don't have it. It's all been pasteurized. That pasteurization was taken out, I believe, in 1933. Yeah, the Rothschilds got, of course, anything they touch turns to shit. Anyways. That's why we got to stop, drinking and eating their shit. Yeah. Gut microbes, yeah. Why should we be going to the grocery store and eating Rothschild food? It doesn't even make sense. They're the ones that they're the reptoids. When I go into the store and see these big supermarkets, I call it reptoid food. Because it's good for the reptoids, but it's not good for us. Right? Yes. What if you can't drink raw milk? Well, then just drink water, good water. It is what it is. Try to take your medicines. This raw milk thing will eventually, you can go into the supermarkets and you might see the odd milk thing if you have, you like milk a lot. You might see some of these, glass, or even into a health food store. You might see, milk that has been a little bit pasteurized and just enough to, but it still has really good ingredients in it. And you can, drink that stuff. I know it might be $10 a bottle, but, at least you get your little shot of milk, right? We're going to have to all change our eating patterns. I know that. Frozen pineapple, yes. Makes great sherbet. I know you can put all that stuff, pineapple and all kinds of other things into a blender with lemon and stuff like this and honey and whatever, and then pour that into a dish of some sort. Stick it in the freezer, and you got yourself beautiful ice cream. Yeah. I try to stick to meat. I have a weakness. I like a little bit of bread, which is sourdough bread, which keeps me probably fat or fatter. I'm doing okay for, I'm doing good. I don't have I don't have a daddy gut, or I do, or maybe I do. Maybe I got an old man's gut, but a little bit of one, not as bad as most. Yeah. And that's going to disappear 6 weeks after I hit the Philippines. Silver and gold started going up in price compared to the U.S. Yeah. Well, you're going to start seeing it go up exponentially. It's going to jump quite significantly this year. I believe you're going to start seeing that pay off very, very soon. I just want to be able to get myself situated over the Philippines and watch everything unfold. And if I have to, if I get an invitation or a notification, then I will be flying back. I'll stop my stay, fly back, and deal with my Tier 4 exchange. How you doing, Lorraine? JRD, how are you? I bought everything directly from the farmer. Also, the meat is the best. Exactly. Good for you. And that's what you need to do. Instead of feeding the Rothschild grocery stores. Right? Yes, that's what I'm asking you to do. Steal from the cabal. Credit cards, everything. They took your money. Why not take it back? Does that not make sense to you? I mean, why give them anything? Why, I mean, they're saying, it's this gun thing right now is absolutely, it's not burning a hole in my butt. It's just, I'm just really shaking my head a little bit on the stupidity of the sleepers out there, that enjoy, whether it be small game hunting or whatever the game hunting it is, or just going out and shooting targets, are willing to give up their guns. That is your God-given right. You're capitulating, and you're consenting. These cops are infringing on your basic God-given rights. It's your God-given right to own a gun. I don't understand what your mentality is by giving it up, and by shit. I don't know. I'm just I'm kind of at a standstill with it. You never see that happen in the Philippines. You'll never see gun control in the Philippines. That's why I'm there. You'll never see gun control in other places in the world, and yet I know their intentions. What their intentions do. They want to replace all the Canadian-born citizens and replace them with foreign migrants, and because they're easy to handle because they got very, very low IQ. A lot of them do. Yeah, how you doing, Rita? Yes, yeah. I can't, as a foreigner. I have. Okay, this is how it works. As a foreigner, you can't carry a gun. Okay, but you can have your woman or somebody, a family friend, really tight friend or whatever. They can carry it. So you can set them up, and pay them, a couple hundred a day or whatever they're doing or whatever. It's not a couple hundred a day. It's a couple hundred pesos a day, it's $10 a day or whatever, With the pensions that we get, you can live a really high standard of living down there. Myself, the godfather of my youngest boy is he is the sergeant major of a SWAT organization or SWAT team out in the Quezon province, which is close by to me. And he comes by and we go shooting all the time. He's like, when I travel with him, there's other cops that are out there, they know him, and they go like this, right? Yep. So, and that's who I'm going to, when I get this, because he's a crime fighter, along with his great team. I just give them a Purple Heart, because they never got that from their leadership or their SWAT, whatever you want to call it, out there, right? They never got. I think they got a memorandum or some kind of a commendation through letter commendation, right? That's all they got. So I presented because 4 of the guys got shot. Alex got one through the arm. His name is Alex also. He got one through the arm, and it went into his forearm, and it come out as behind his elbow. Okay. And then the other guy, I think Red got one. He took one in the hip, and it went out through his left shoulder blade. And then there was a third guy that took one in the leg, I think. Yeah, there was three of them. There was they were trying to take down a child trafficking operation, and this is how it goes on in there. I don't know if I had told anybody this story before, but when all this went down, and I was back in Canada at the time, and I heard about it only after I arrived. But he told me the story there, and whatever. There was 6 of the SWAT guys went in there, and they had to kill this guy because he was a ex-military, which a lot of them are ex-military that go to the bad side of society. They turn to the dark side because they can make a whole lot of money trafficking children. And what they do is they get a girl, that's submissive, and tell her that I'm going to be your husband, and we're going to get all these children, and then we live in a certain area, and that's how they move the children in and out, okay? Usually from the orphanages. So it's very, very hard to detect these criminals and how they're doing this operation. You'll see kids coming and going from their houses and stuff like that. So it all starts with the neighbors, saying something's funny going on here, and then eventually it goes up the ladder, and then eventually it gets put on Alex's desk, and then he's got to go execute on it. So yes, there's a lot of that stuff going on there. There is guns everywhere, and it is he's in a very, very dangerous line of work. So when I do get the money, yes, he's going to be well equipped, and I'm talking over the top well equipped, and they're all going to be well paid by me because he doing the things that he's doing in my region or county there is making the place safe, making the place a lot safer. Yeah. So that's who he is, and that's how I'm going to support him. We might even move a little bit closer to him. I don't know, or maybe him come to me. I don't know how that's going to work. We're not that far away from each other now. That might just stay in place. Yeah. And like it says, we're all crime fighters. We don't want to see this demonic stuff go on anymore. This is criminal. They're attacking our most innocent, our most beautiful asset is our children. Sorry. Hey, coffee pot. Yeah. How you doing, Anita? Okay, gang. I know Sunday today. I did 3 hours here today. Living in native land and pay. Yeah. You should not have to pay for anything. Like it says, we're going to carry this fight on. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay. Just make sure that we're all, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Okay. And we will see you again probably tomorrow. Okay. God bless everybody. Take care of yourselves. Bye now.